organ meats,
Yes.
carnivore diet,
Yes.
all that stuff. Tell me about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so farm sushi was an idea that I had over a year ago, and for somebody, I just got introduced to Paul Saladino's content and was reading the Carnivore Code.
Carnivore MD for those of you guys who don't know
Carnivore MD.
who he is.
And with anything, like I said, I just consider the source, and I do my own research and then its own trial and error for myself. And so one thing that is an absolute undeniable truth is our food is being messed with. And to receive high quality meats and organs is is decreasing. I mean, you can't go to the grocery store.
No.
Majority of grocery stores, you either have to go to a specific local butcher shop and or straight from the ranch to the table. I mean, those are really your options, unless you want to go to AJ's and spend a ridiculous amount of money on meat that still even isn't at the top tier.
Yeah.
So in terms of meats, I knew that the supply of quality meat and organs is an absolute must. Then I used to actually be vegan. So I was
really
I lived in Kapa in Kauai, and I was building a meditation facility, and we were only allowed to eat a raw vegan diet. And so I had all sorts of issues eating this diet.
Tell me about them.
Yeah, I mean, the indigestion, the bloatingness, my farts. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean,
how was your energy level?
I mean, it was what it was, because I wasn't really lifting weights then. I had after college and after the situation that happened with me getting all my back surgeries and leaving school, I didn't really care anymore. Yeah. And so I wasn't doing anything incredibly physically exerting for me to feel it. And so my energy was what it was.
Yeah.
I was only $140, 140 pounds, barely any muscle on me.
Sure.
But I looked like a vegan. I definitely looked like a vegan, so, but I just had all sorts of problems with it. I had, the indigestion, the upset stomach. I mean,
what did it for me was when someone told me Oreos are vegan. They're like, oh yeah, Oreos are vegan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I will say that when I was vegan, that I wasn't really eating processed foods. So I was in Kauai, and I was eating a lot of some of the greatest vegetables and fruits that I've ever ate before in my life.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So if I was to do it at any point in my life, I'm glad that I did it then, just because of the accessibility to the fruits and to the vegetables. And I honestly, I understand that right now. I mean, even sourcing our fruits and vegetables, there's a huge deal with they're using chemicals and pesticides and all sorts of things that are poisoning the food before you even eat it, and then the soil gets poisoned, and so then it's even grown in poisoned soil, and so even if you're eating these healthy quote unquote foods, it's
still being tainted.
It's tainted.
Do you still make vegetables a part of your diet?
I really haven't. No,
you really don't.
I'll eat them every now and then,
because even if. And Paul Saladino is a really great source for this stuff. If you guys do want nutritional things, follow him.
Yes.
He's the only person I really would recommend. If I can't say follow the Liver King, it's just too much. But Paul Saladino's got some really good stuff. And one thing that he really enlightened me on, and this is, the research does back this, plants will have plant defense chemicals, even if they aren't tainted in the soil by fertilization. They naturally are not wanting you to eat their roots, eat their seeds, eat their stems. That's just not what plants want. They want you to eat the fruit, which is why if you bite into a raw onion, you're not going to have the same taste as if you bite into a raw mango.
Absolutely.
It's just not the same.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I still eat onions with my liver, so I still eat a little bit.
Cool.
I do.
Yep.
But other than that, it's all become high quality fruit and high quality meats.
Yes.
And for me, that's usually in the form of elk, venison.
Yes.
You mentioned a local place. There's a really good spot here in Gilbert. It's called Gilbert Butcher. And they're one of the only places I can find that have a steady supply of elk elk steaks.
Sweet.
And I'm talking, it's that thick.
Right.
Like real elk steaks.
Yeah, I grew up on elk steaks. I'm from Montana.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We gotta go hunting, man. We gotta go harvest.
I know all my buddies. They're posting photos right now. It's bow season.
Yeah.
So they've been smacking down some elk.
Let's go grab.
Yeah.
We'll get Eleanor. We'll get her. We'll all go we'll bow hunting.
It's a sure in if we get anywhere close. She'll be our sharpshooter.
It really does. And I hunted as a kid, but I wasn't eating this way. I wasn't eating routinely. Yes. And now that I see what the cost of that meat really is to get it, oh my gosh, it's night and day. Go get an elk tag.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, 100%. And so, the thing with the vegetables and going off of that is, I'm not here to hate on vegetables. I'm not here to tell you not to eat them. I'm also one of those people who say, and I love how Paul presents this, is if you're thriving, if you're truly living your optimal self, then don't change anything. Sure. But for me, there was aspects of my life that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And so now incorporating an animal-based diet with primal organs, meats, and then I
bone
do
marrow.
Yes, I
bone
do
marrow.
marrow. I do liver, spleen, heart.
Yeah.
Every now and then tongue.
I can't do kidney. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I'm good.
Eli's like, oh, this is
I'm
all
good.
this sounds
I'm
bad.
good on the kidney too. And then it's funny is because for about 15 years of my life, I didn't really, besides like when I would eat ice cream and things, I was drinking almond milk. I've never drank normal milk growing up.
Sure.
And so I now just transitioned over to raw milk and raw dairy.
Where do you? Okay, see, that's the one thing that I have never been able to successfully get over. I don't know that I'm lactose intolerant, but I get sinus issues if I drink milk. Now, granted, that was the milk from the supermarket. It was glass bottle, so it was supposedly locally sourced.
Yes.
But I've never been able to do that. I can't drink whole milk the way Paul drinks whole milk.
Right.
So I'm still technically drinking almond milk with my coffee.
Right.
But it would probably be better not
Have you ever
to
tried
drink.
goat milk?
No.
Yes. So goat milk's very similar to breast milk.
Okay.
And so digestibility, so if you are breastfeeding and then,
Where do you get it? Do you sell it?
I personally don't sell it. There's actually a ranch, a farm down here. I haven't gone there, but I actually had the contact information. It's in Queen Creek. It's just it's way too far from me.
Add another stop to we were talking today, like, how much time do you spend shopping? Because I have to go to 2 or 3 locations to get all this stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the butcher, then you gotta go to the farmer's market, and then you gotta eat. It's like a day to go get food.
Hey, but it's worth it.
Oh, it's well worth it.
Yes.
I've never felt or performed better than when I started doing this. And what's amazing to me is how resistant to this people are, because to me, when I found out, it's like, okay, guess what? From now on, we're eating steak. We're eating steak.
That's music to my ears.
Every day. Now, okay, and if you get weird with it, if you start telling people, okay, you gotta eat testicle, you gotta have liver, you gotta, then people, like, I get it. People are a little bit like, ugh. But for me, I was over the top thrilled when this started coming out.
Yes.
And I don't remember where I first saw it, probably on Rogan, but when it first started coming out and I started trying it, it's undeniable. I've always known that about elk meat, because like you, we grew up hunting. I had elk since I was a kid, like a child. You were always you were like full for longer with less.
Yes.
So you ate less, you needed an elk thing like the size of this little pod.
Yes.
And you'd be stuffed for half the day.
Yes.
So it's no doubt. I mean, you are eating like a battle axe horse that runs around and escapes wolves. So it's a really, really high quality protein.
Absolutely.
But taking that and taking away the vegetables is, I think, the big step that Paul has done, and that has really kind of transformed that diet to where it's extreme, yes, I suppose, but it's also attainable.
Yes.
To eat meat and fruit. It's not like you're saying to somebody, like I've done, you ever done Dolce? You ever done Dolce diet for like a cut? So you're a wrestler.
Yes.
If I were to cut you, I would probably say try to go. Now I freaking wouldn't, but like back in the day when I would cut my athletes, I would always put them on Dolce.
Okay.
And it was like tomatoes and pickles and chicken and fish.
Yes.
It was just an interesting, I don't know. It was a strange diet, but it does not carry with it the long-term maintainability that you'll get if you do carnivore. If you truly do carnivore MD's stuff, you can stay on that for ever.